guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to talk about A Christmas Story Christmas, which dropped exclusively on HBO Max today, right?
Yeah.
Came out today?
It did.
Okay, so yeah, I am a big Christmas Story fan. You are not so much.
Right.
We're going to break down this movie from two different perspectives, but before we get started, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about TV and movies. We do entertainment live streams every Saturday night. Just tons of entertainment content on this channel. So
be sure to like the video.
Yeah, subscribe, like the video, and then comment down below if you watched A Christmas Story Christmas. What are your thoughts? Are you going to watch it this weekend? Let us know in that comment section below. I know it is a little early for some people to be watching Christmas movies. I don't know. There's always a debate. Like, when's the appropriate time for you to start watching?
I mean, I get that, but I feel like the older that I get, I feel like it's just, you just need that holiday cheer.
Yeah.
So I feel like, after Halloween's over and it's November, like, it's Christmas time, baby.
Especially after our month-long horror binge, watching horror movies. You need those uplifting movies.
Cleanse the soul.
Yeah, so I already watched A Christmas Story this season because I got the 4K and I reviewed it on my channel, but so yeah, I had that fresh in my mind going into this one, but I want to know what you think because I love A Christmas Story. I gotta watch it every single Christmas morning. It is a staple for me.
Like you said, I haven't been the biggest fan of A Christmas Story, but growing up, my stepdad has always loved it, and so yes, he has to watch it every Christmas as well. And usually, like, if you had cable, one of the stations, I forget, was it TBS, yes.
The 24 hours of A Christmas Story.
Yep, they would have it on for 24 hours. When would it start? Like Christmas Eve at midnight?
I think it usually starts on Christmas Eve at 8 p.m. or something like that.
And then it just plays for 24 hours on a loop. And so anyway, that's just a very core memory for me, just watching A Christmas Story and kind of having it on in the background, just playing over and over again.
I talked about that when I reviewed A Christmas Story. I was like, I kind of get this movie mixed up, out of place, different pieces, because we're always going to different people's houses and different parts are playing and while we're there. Right.
Yeah. So I don't know if that just kind of turned me away from the movie because it was just so overdone, I guess, overplayed. But I will say, as the years have gone on, I don't mind it as much.
Yeah.
And so kind of going off of that, I still was for some reason excited to see this movie, A Christmas Story Christmas. I saw the preview and I just thought it seemed like a nice little, homage.
Yep.
To the first one, and I don't know, it looked cute to me for some reason, and so I was excited to watch this, and I kind of was on you hey, we need to watch this, it came out today.
You were. Yeah. I was not as excited.
Right?
But you didn't answer my question. What did you think of the movie?
Well, okay, I'm sorry.
You wanted the time to tell me. What did you think of it?
I thought that it was a very sweet movie. I thought that, we watched it with our family, our two kids, and I thought that it was just, again, like I said, a nice, what did you say, homage?
What I would say is this movie is a good nostalgia piece.
Yeah.
And it kind of, it's not as good of a movie as Top Gun Maverick, but I think kind of in the same way, it really played off the nostalgia of the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In mostly all the right ways. There were a couple of things that I kind of cringed at a little bit. I was like, oh, why do you gotta, throw that in there? There's no real reason for you to bring this up at this time. Just little things that kind of got on my nerves here and there. But other than that, I thought it was a very well done movie. It definitely helped that you pretty much had all the same cast come back for this one. You got Peter, Billingsley that came back to play Ralphie. You got all the kids are the same from the beginning.
The friends and stuff.
Yeah, they're all played by the same actors from the original. And then you got Julie Haggerty, who plays Miss Parker. She was the big recast of the mom because Melinda Dillon, I guess, maybe she just doesn't act anymore. I'm not real sure when she quit acting, but she's still alive. But yeah, I guess she didn't want to come back and do this movie.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, I don't know. I thought it was just really sweet and, fun just to, throughout the movie make callbacks to the first one. I mean, if you know in real life, which I didn't know this until you told me, but the dad from A Christmas Story, has passed away in real life. And so obviously we knew that he wasn't going to be in this movie. So it was kind of like, okay, are they just going to say that he's passed away in the movie as well? And so in the beginning, I don't know I guess this is a spoiler, isn't it?
I mean, it's a part of the premise because I looked up the premise online.
Well, I was just going to say that Ralphie's talking about his dad like he's still alive in the beginning. And so you're like, okay, how's this going to work? And then he gets a call that he's actually passed away. Yeah. And so that kind of,
I don't remember if that was in the trailer. Again, I didn't watch the trailer. That was the thing. Because that was a surprise to me. I didn't know that had happened. I can't
remember, yeah.
But again, I know there was a trailer, and I looked up the premise of the movie, and it was in the premise of the movie that his old man had passed away, and he goes back to visit his mom and try to give his kids the magical Christmas, from his childhood. So
yeah, I don't know. For me, even though I haven't been the biggest fan of A Christmas Story, those emotional moments still worked for me.
They definitely resonated. They definitely pulled at the heartstrings a little bit. I felt those emotional moments as well. I didn't think that they were too overdone. I thought they played it all pretty perfectly.
Yeah. And I mean, as far as the actor who plays Ralphie, Peter Billingsley. I know he doesn't really do a whole lot of acting or whatever.
He produces. He's done a little directing. He's been in the industry, working in the industry. He just doesn't do a ton of acting.
But I'm saying acting. Yeah. I still feel like he did a great job.
He really did. I thought he did as well. And you had the narration, the same type of narration from the original. You had the daydreaming sequences that
those were fun.
A staple in the first one. So they tried to recreate that in this one.
So really over the top, not fantasies, but just
like daydreams.
Yeah, daydreams, I guess.
Daytime dreams.
Yeah, they were pretty funny.
Julie Haggerty, though, look, I mean, Melinda Dillon, to me, is I can understand them not wanting to recast the dad because he is truly iconic for that movie. But I think Melinda Dillon is almost just as iconic. So I didn't love the recasting of the mom, but I don't really know you have to have at least one of his parents alive still. So it's not like you can kill them both. So yeah. They had to do something, but I don't.
I felt like
actress is okay, but she's not the mom from the original. They're not even the same type of character. They just don't act the same. So that kind of pulled me out of it a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. That didn't really bother me that much, and I feel like she looked, close enough.
Yeah.
To her or whatever. But we got. Some new characters too. We got his Ralphie's wife, and I thought that she was good. Yeah. It seemed like they had a very good, relationship. And, we got their 2 children. They have a, son and daughter, and they were pretty cute. I felt like the kids were a nice little touch, and they were, funny, and definitely, there were moments where I genuinely laughed.
Oh, you were having a good time over there. That's what I'm saying. I knew that you enjoyed this movie because you give me that feeling while we're watching it.
Yeah.
That you enjoyed it.
I still I feel like it looked good. We did stream it, obviously, so we had some internet quality issues.
What did I say while we were watching? I was like, this wouldn't happen if we had a physical copy of this.
That's simply just not true, though.
I hope we do get a physical copy of it. I would buy it and add it to the collection.
We've watched physical copies that have messed up, too. So
yeah, a little scratch in there. Not as bad, though.
But I still feel like it, as soon as it just opened, I felt like it had that just magical feeling to me. I don't know if you felt that or not.
It has a Christmas feel. It incorporates the same music and the score from the first one as well.
Just everything that you love about Christmas. I just felt like it gave me that warm, fuzzy Christmas feeling. Just the Christmas colors and the Christmas songs, and I don't know. I just felt like it brought me right into the world of A Christmas Story, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice little warm, fuzzy Christmas movie.
It kind of fused together. Again, it's set in the world of A Christmas Story, but also it brought in those like Christmas Vacation vibes as well.
Yeah, I got that too.
Because, A Christmas Story is from the perspective of a child. It's from the perspective of Ralphie. Mm-hmm. And this movie is from the perspective of the adults, Ralphie as an adult.
Well,
so you have him and his wife and his kids, and he's trying to give his kids the perfect Christmas. So you get those Clark Griswold vibes with Ralphie. So I would say this is kind of a cross between A Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation.
Well, it's cool because so you get the perspective of Ralphie both times, but one's as a kid and one is as I would say it has more to. I feel like it's more to do as a parent though, not an adult. Because he's just talking about, he wants to give his kid the same magical Christmas that his parents gave him. And so...
Whereas, in the first one, like, you don't get that vibe from his father. Like, they try to paint his father as this guy that wanted to give his family the best Christmas, which by the end of A Christmas Story, you do get that. But throughout the whole movie, he's just portrayed as this kind of, like, grumpy, old, bothersome man that's just kind of irritated by everything and everybody.
Yeah.
And you don't really get that. He wants to give his family the best magical Christmas until, like, the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was one thing that I did notice. They definitely were painting the dad
they softened him up a little too much because he was a lot harder in the first one.
Yeah, so. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, but obviously when someone passes away, you do remember the good things.
And we didn't see because there's a 30-year gap or 35-year gap or I think they said 33 at one point when the bully was talking to him.
Yeah, he's like 30. 31 or something, but who's counting?
When in reality, it's 40 because there's been 40 years since A Christmas Story and now.
Right.
But this is set in the 70s, and Ralphie, I guess they're trying to portray him as being like early to mid 40s.
Right.
In this movie, which I think the actor's probably closer to early 50s.
Yeah.
I would say. So this is set in the 70s, which kind of threw me off because I forgot, I guess, that the first one's in the 40s, and I was thinking that this would be in present day.
No.
I was like, no, this is in the 70s. Okay. Well, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I did really enjoy it. I don't really know if I can say that I liked it more than the first one. I would probably have to think on that or, rewatch the first one again. But
what I do think though is that I think that this movie and you enjoying this movie so much, I think that you will enjoy the first one a lot more when you rewatch it again.
I would agree with that.
For sure. For me, I did enjoy this movie a lot. It's a really cute movie. I think there are a little bit, some of the moments are a little too silly for me in the movie.
I mean, it is PG though.
A little too silly, like some of the stuff that they do, like adding in like CGI to just scenes where I thought they were unnecessary, like the kid throwing up, and it's obviously like CGI that kind of looked goofy. Mm-hmm. And then the whole like sledding sequence where the guy's flying up in the air, that was kind of a goofy moment. And there's a few of those throughout the movie where I thought they played it just a little too hammy and cheesy.
I'd say that was really the only two.
Yeah, for this universe, it was just a little bit too over the top. But again, if you're taking into account that you're trying to make this kind of like a Christmas Vacation type Christmas Story movie, there were several moments like that in Christmas Vacation. So maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
right,
I really enjoyed the movie.
I'm ready to score it.
All right, score it.
So I might be a little in my feels for this one, but that's okay. That's part of the score, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I kind of figured you'd go 4.
Yeah, just because, like I said, it really just, like, pulled at those heartstrings. Like, there were definitely, like, quite a few times where I wanted to cry. I just thought it was really sweet, and I don't know. It just gave me those good Christmas feelings, which is what you want in a Christmas movie. So
yeah, I feel you on that. It hit you in those nostalgic feels and really kind of tugged at your heartstrings with him and his dad. And I thought they played it just right. So overall, I can't go quite 4. Mm-hmm. I can go 3.5 out of 5. Okay. So that's what I would give this movie. But yeah, that's our review of A Christmas Story Christmas. Yeah. Why didn't they just call it A Christmas Story 2? That's what they should have called it.
Well,
Nobody wants to give stuff two titles anymore.
Somebody told me that they did make a second one.
They did. They actually did do a Christmas Story. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I actually like the name. It's kind of hard to remember it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it makes sense. A Christmas Story, Christmas. I don't know.
Well, now I got to watch A Christmas Story 2, the real Christmas Story 2. But look, thank you all for joining us and watching our review. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like this video. Comment down below your thoughts on A Christmas Story, Christmas. If you watched it or if you are going to watch it this weekend on HBO Max, turn on those bell notifications and follow us on all our social media accounts down below.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.